Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Nene J, and today I will be covering a new TV show. It's called Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, and pretty much the show had just it had just aired on the 25th. So, and I believe today's the 27th. So this is about 2 days ago. And the show cast consists of Zanique. If you don't know who Zanique is, that's Tiny and T.I.'s daughter. Reginae, which is Lil Wayne and Toya Rice's daughter. You have Jermaine Dupri's daughter. Bow Wow. Who else? You have DJ Hurricane daughter. And honestly speaking, DJ Hurricane, he's a DJ from the Beastie Boys. Like, personally, I never really heard his name called before, but once they explained it throughout the show, then I'm just like, oh, okay. Then you also have Deb Anthony's son, Brandon. And if you don't know who Deb Anthony is, Deb Anthony, honestly, pretty much she's probably one of the goats in the music industry. Now that I'm actually getting to learn about her and Stevie J and things like that. It sounds like she's one of the goats in the music industry. But if you still don't but that's not really explaining who she is. If you watch Love and Hip Hop, she's Waka Flocka's mom, and I guess Brandon must be the youngest son, because I remember they had a son, she had a son that had passed away, but so I guess this must be maybe her youngest son or just another son of hers, because I don't really know how many kids she has, but that's not really the point. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go into the show and explain what happened within the show. As far as favorite characters, for this show, I'm kind of biased already because of Zonique and Reginae. Now, cause pretty much it's the thing. I've been following Zonique and Reginae since I was younger. Um, since Tiny and Toya was on BET, I've been watching the show. I've been huge fans of Mom's Behavior and OMG Girls and things like that. So Zonique and Reginae, they've played really key parts within my childhood. So as far as favorite characters go, I'm already biased. Now, so the show starts off with Bow Wow, and he's explaining his life. He's talking about people he dated, from Erica Mena to Keisha Cole to I forgot. I think it was Angela Simmons, and pretty much he spoke briefly on his baby mama and everything. So I'm like, oh, it's cool. And it was playing his song "Ignorant Shit" in the background. I'm not even gonna lie, the new music that Bow Wow is coming out with, it actually sounded pretty fire. Cause the song, I was kind of bopping to it. They played a little snippet, and it was featuring Soldier Boy. And Soldier Boy just really not A1, and he's just not A1 right about now. But don't get me wrong, don't deny Soldier Boy, cause Soldier Boy has some bops. Right now he's just trash. So hopefully he could come back on it and whatever. So pretty much that's pretty the show really, throughout the show you really see a whole lot of Bow Wow. So it really kind of has me confused. Is this a Bow Wow show, or what is it? Cause it features Bow Wow a lot within this first episode. Also, by the way, the show, it comes on every Thursday, and since I usually stream my TV, please expect this video to at least pop up every Friday, and if I'm late, at least Saturday by the latest. But please look out for this video every Friday. Also, after that, it starts showing, it's a scene with Ayana, which is DJ Hurricane's daughter, and Brandon. They're shopping, and then Deb Anthony comes out. They're just talking or whatever, and pretty much she wants to do her own fashion line, and she quits her job and everything. I'm just like, you know what? Do you? Because right about now, especially now, especially in Georgia, period. I'm not sure how it is elsewhere, but especially in Georgia, especially where I live, it's so hard getting a job. Everybody say they're hiring, but nobody's actually hiring. I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, but hopefully you get the gist of what I'm saying. So if she wants to go ahead and work for herself, be her own boss, then do it. Because just by her following her dreams, she done created a whole lot of jobs for somebody else. So you know what, boo, do you? I'm all for it. So there's a brief conversation there, whatever. And No, I mean, like this, like as for the first episode, there was really not too much going on, so this video really may be short. Then after that is Jermaine Dupri. They present his daughter. I believe her name was Shania. I think it was Shania. So they're talking about, like, honestly, be like the time setting of when they recorded this episode, it was definitely old because it was around the time when Bow Wow was talking about he's retiring, and that was like sometime, I really want to say sometime last year or earlier this year. So I'm just kind of like, I really feel like it shouldn't have been, like, the show shouldn't have premiered 2 days ago. It really should have premiered like around that time frame because a lot of the situations that they're talking about in the show are hella old. So back to what I was saying with Jermaine Dupri and Bow Wow. He so pretty much it was like just like a brief little scene with him and Jermaine Dupri in the studio, and they're just talking, having a little conversation. Really nothing popped out to me and everything. So, and then one part that he said about Jermaine Dupri, he was talking about how he never really had his real dad in his life. And so Jermaine Dupri was kind of like his dad. Plus Bow Wow, he's literally been in the music industry since he was little. He said since he was like 5 years old. So that's a long time. And now he's like, what, almost 30? If not, he's 30 already. So that's a long time. Then the next thing after that is Tiny, Zanique, and Regine. So the next thing after commercial break, it starts off with Regine, and she's talking about, who her parents are, which is obviously Toya Wright and Lil Wayne. And I just love hearing her talk about her parents because you can tell that they're close. She has a close relationship with her mother, a close relationship with her father, and that's really good, especially in this present day. It's very good to be close with your parents and everything. And also, she just graduated, so congratulations if she ever sees this video. Anyway, so she was talking about, like, how, when your mother is Toya Wright and your father is Lil Wayne, pretty much her life is technically lit. And I'm just like, that sounds about right. I mean, your dad is Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, he has to be like one of the most chillest rappers ever, I swear. But anyway, so then later on, and then they brought out Tiny and Zanique, and pretty much like Tiny, she was talking about Zanique, and she was talking about how like she feels that Zanique could literally be the new age Janet, and I'm just like maybe, like, honestly speaking, maybe with some more work and more artist development, maybe. But as of right now, I don't think so. As of right now, I don't think so. So then after that, well, that was later on after the scene that I'm about to talk about. Pretty much they brought up the Black Lives Matter interview that Wayne had some months back. And that's why I said that I really feel like they had to release this late, because that situation is hella old. So pretty much they were talking about how Lil Wayne, he was like All Lives Matter or whatever, and he doesn't really feel connected to the Black Lives Matter movement. Honestly speaking, I mean, if he feels that way, he feels that way. Like, you really can't expect every black artist to feel connected and feel like they should do something as far as the Black Lives Matter movement goes. Now, I'm not saying that Wayne was wrong to say that, because he's entitled to his own opinion just like we are. But at the end of the day, people need to realize that Black Lives Matter, like, as a topic as a whole, is a very, like, it's a very sensitive topic, and people's opinions, like to me, I feel like on that topic, it's kind of like, oh, if you don't say something that's agreeable to the masses, then people gonna start side-eyeing you. People gonna look at you different and things like that. So, I mean, we ain't gonna say what the hell he got to say and keep it moving. At the end of the day, he's still making his money. You sitting there pissed. So, I'm just like, personally, I didn't agree with it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he got a different lifestyle than I do. So if he doesn't feel connected with it, then he just doesn't feel connected with it. That's on him. Either way, it's an old situation. So anyway, next, well, jumping back to the other scene now. So apparently, Brandon is Zanique's vocal coach, and just listening to her sing and everything, um, her vocals definitely improved a lot. Like when you listen to her verses from like the OMG girls, and when you watch there was one cover that she had made with Beja, who made a cameo in the show later on. Like they have did a cover of Thinking About You. This was like what, 2011, 2012, that era kind of. And when you listen to her vocals then, and you listen to her vocals on the show, when you listen to None for Free, her EP, etc., her vocals definitely improved so much. So I really feel like as long as she's focused, she could really go somewhere, honestly. Then Tiny starts talking about how she know Miss Deb like for forever, and I'm just like, honestly speaking, I'm really starting to feel like everybody in Atlanta know everybody, just like how everybody in my town knows everybody, because I live about 30 minutes from Atlanta. So I'm just like, that's like, I guess Georgia must be a small world, period. Anyway, so then Reginae, she was feeling some type of way because this was the scene when they no, it wasn't the scene yet. Okay, she was feeling some type of way because everybody's comments about Lil Wayne's comment and things like that. So she was just blowing up Zanique's phone, and Zanique was like, you know what? Like, let me attend to Reginae, because Reginae don't ever blow up my phone like this. Da, da, da. Now, I understand, like, Zanique, like, just about her doing that, like, I feel like Zanique is a good friend, because, some people, like, they wouldn't, like, regardless if you were in a bind, like, some people wouldn't even answer their phone, and she answered her phone. So I was like, okay, you seem like a really good friend. But it's like, at the end of the day, you was in the middle of something, and I felt like, on her behalf, I kind of felt like that was really rude, because, I mean, I'm not sure, like, it's really none of my business how they doing it, like, if she's paying Brandon for the vocal lessons, or if he's doing it for free, whatever, but, I mean, that's not my business, but I just feel like, okay, Brandon, he's devoting his time to you, to help you with your vocals, to help you improve your vocals, and you just constantly on your phone. So, yeah, I kind of felt like that was very disrespectful, but... Oh, and he was mad about it. Personally, I felt like he had every right to be mad about it, because he took his time out of his day to help you with your vocals. So, if anything, and I just feel like she was kind of being rude. Like, but either way, her friend was in an emergency. So, but I don't know. Then, he was just like, you know what? When you taking this serious, call me back or whatever. So then next scene, it was Bow Wow's listening party. He was talking to Snoop. He was talking about how this album, it got to be a banger, because this is his retirement album. He about 30, all this other stuff. So it's just like, okay. But personally, like, in real time, in real present day, I don't even know if that album even came out. Like, did it come out already? Or, because I literally have no idea. So then the Brat comes out. The Brat is really pretty. Honestly speaking, like, she's really pretty. And if you haven't really been following up with the Brat, honestly, you will literally, like, I'm not sure how she's gonna be portrayed in this show, but if you watch the Rap Game, you will see her more. And then after that, it's a scene where they're all at JD's house, and you finally get to see Shania. To give you a visual on, like, how she looks, she kind of looks like Chili mixed with Angela Simmons, in a way. Right, and then, like, pretty much, like, from this scene, it's a whole lot of emphasis on this album. He's retiring. So, like, there's really nothing, like, it's really nothing that we already, like, honestly speaking, like, this whole first episode is pretty much on stuff that we already know about. So, it was really nothing new. And after that, there goes an interview. I really wasn't paying attention to the interview anyway, because it was just talking about him retiring. So, it was nothing new. Then, Brandon was talking about how Zanique owes him an apology, and yeah, she does. And that's pretty much it. Cause I really felt like Zanique was rude because she kept being on her phone. Her phone was blowing up. Personally, I felt like she wasn't focused. And the thing about it is that Zanique could do it. You have parents like Tiny and Ti. You've been around. Like honestly, you got a friend like Beja. Okay, like if anything, you have friends that's doing music right alongside with you. They're pretty much like they have the same game plan as you. So it's like with everything, like if whenever you feel unmotivated, you could definitely talk to somebody. So I'm just like if anything, she needs to get out of that. I guess I don't want to say lazy feel, but that's the only term that's coming to my mind. But she just need to get out of that and stay focused, because Beyonce didn't become Beyonce just by half-assing. And I'm not saying that she's half-assing, because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like for example, that show just aired like about 2 days ago. So I don't know, but we'll see as the season rolls out. Then they make their way to Bow Wow's party. Beja makes her appearance. Yes, I love me some Beja, I swear. Then after that, Deb, she comes through to the party or whatever. It's a listening party. And Brandon, this is when I kind of started not to like Brandon, because when they did his what's it called? Confessions. Like, to me, he seemed really arrogant and rude off the bat from his confessionals. So then he's talking about nobody else, it's funny how you the only parent that showed up and and everything. He's like, please don't embarrass me with all that twerking and like, to me, I just kind of felt like he was being rude to his mom, and he calls his mom Debbie. I'm not even going to ask about that because that's none of my business, but I still want to know why he calls his mother Debbie. And I don't know. So anyway, since the next scene, Regina was the only one that had missed out on the party, because at the time of the recording, I'm not sure if her birthday passed or anything, but at the time of the recording, she was 17. So it's so like her and her mom, they're at the restaurant, and they're talking about the whole the Black Lives Matter interview that Wayne had did and everything. And at this time in the show, T.I. had already responded on it, and he did it publicly. And personally, like Toya was saying that how she really didn't think that T.I. had meant any harm by it, which is understandable, because I don't think he meant any harm by it neither. Like, if you know T.I., he's definitely been vocal with Black Lives Matter and things like that. So, of course, like, somebody close to you, like your friend or whatever, talking some BS about, Black Lives Matter and everything, then, of course, Tip was going to feel some type of way. But I personally feel like he shouldn't have went public with that, and that's exactly what Toya has said. So I guess that's pretty much about it. And Regina, like pretty much the one thing that I really like about Regina is that, like, what you actually have like seen throughout the show, as well as her Sweet 16 show, and also out like on social media as well, if you follow her. Like, her loyalty runs deep, and she had said in the confessionals that, like, if she feels like, you messing with, like, you're coming for her family or for her or something like that, then, of course she's gonna sit there and she's gonna defend her peoples and herself. So I'm just like, okay, well, you're definitely proving that you're loyal, and, like, that's one thing that I do like about it. And so, like, she felt like now, so she just felt the need to defend her father, and her mom was telling her to stay out of it, because, that's something between two grown men. You don't really need to get into that, which I personally agreed. And I just felt like, if it was my situation, I just wouldn't have said anything, because at the end of the day, you friends with Neek, and that's something that's between her daddy and T.I., just like that whole Birdman and Lil Wayne beef she had jumped in. So yeah. But then when her mom had walked away, she commented under it and everything, because she was like, well, you got his number, but you still went public with it. So I guess you didn't want a conversation. So why should I feel the need to have a conversation? You know, because her mom was like, well, pretty much just like, you know, try to see if you could have a conversation with him if you're really feeling that hurt. But she just didn't feel the need to. And like, honestly speaking, I understood her logic. Not saying that she was right, but I understood her logic perfectly. Anyway, so, but like, just because of her loyalty, like, that's why, like, honestly, like, Regina is dead ass loyal. You can definitely tell. And that's like, if anything, that's really like a very good quality within her. So I really hope that she keeps that loyalty, honestly. But like, personally, that's why I really didn't like her like going back to her Sweet 16. That's why I didn't like her friend Emily at all, like throughout the show. Cause well, not really throughout the show, but like just like at certain points, because it was a scene in the Sweet 16 when Emily was so called dating her ex-boyfriend or some shit like that. But it was somebody that Regina used to be with, and she was the last person to find out. So I'm just like, because me personally, don't go for your friend's exes. But that's not really the point. But I just thought about that. But anyway, so now Zanique, so now they got, I don't know how they did it, but, or how they found out or whatever, but now Zanique had seen what she had said under Tip's Instagram post. So now she's like, well, that was between my dad and your dad. So I guess now we beefing too, since she want to come from my dad, which is, I guess, perfectly understandable. So now like the final scene, which was getting on my last nerve, like they still at Bow Wow's party, and I guess Bow Wow was beefing with somebody and everything. So now they just came up to his party unannounced, and they're talking about they people brought guns and stuff, and the beef is like really serious, and they like, honestly, like, throughout that whole scene they just kept emphasizing guns, like, yeah, they got guns, like, yeah, you need to understand, like, my security, like we deep, like they armed and they ready, and da 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 da. And then he over here asking Buddy, oh, you got the strap? Buddy talking about something like, oh yeah, I bought my Mossberg, and the Brad's like, yeah, because I don't even got my gun, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, I don't really know what the big deal is, but to be honest with you, I just felt like they was just doing too much with the whole gun thing. It's probably not even that serious, but they just wanted to be extra because they probably had to be extra because it's a reality TV show. But overall, the show is really not that bad so far, but I'm not gonna judge it off. I'm not gonna judge it off the bat just yet. I'm just wait and see and how the season plays out and everything. And pretty much that was pretty much it. Like that was the last scene of the show. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if this is the first video that you ever seen of me. And also don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with all my updates, especially this show update that will be coming every Friday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.